The Justice Department. It's not just another government agency, it's the bedrock of our legal system. The DOJ's lawyers don't just represent a president or an administration. They represent the United States of America. Their integrity, their honesty, their commitment to the law, those aren't just aspirations, they're necessities. When judges start to question the credibility of the DOJ, it's a five-alarm fire for our democracy. And folks, we're seeing those flames right now. Under Donald Trump's second term, the DOJ is facing a crisis of credibility unlike anything we've seen in modern history. Judges across the country, many appointed by Republicans, are openly questioning the honesty and competence of DOJ lawyers. They're using words like sham, pretext, and even obstruction to describe the department's conduct. Donald Trump is back in the White House, and just like his first term, it's been a relentless assault on the rule of law. He's pushing the limits of executive power, targeting his enemies, and undermining democratic norms. And once again, the Department of Justice is on the front lines. Leading the charge is Attorney General Pam Bondi. Bondi, a longtime Trump loyalist, is no stranger to controversy. She's facing accusations of putting politics ahead of justice, and her tenure has been marked by turmoil and turnover within the department. The evidence is mounting. Judges aren't just raising eyebrows anymore, they're sounding the alarm. In courtrooms across the country, DOJ lawyers are facing a level of skepticism and outright hostility that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. Take the case of the fired federal employees. Judges dismissed the government's rationale as a sham, finding that their firing were politically motivated. Or the challenge to the transgender military ban, where a judge accused the DOJ of making contradictory statements in public and in court. And let's not forget the case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams, where a judge blasted the government's arguments as unsupported, pretextual, and unsubstantiated. The Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, even they are starting to push back against the Trump administration's legal tactics. In a stunning rebuke, the court ordered a halt to deportations of Venezuelan immigrants under the Alien Enemies Act. This wasn't some minor procedural issue. This was the Supreme Court saying in no uncertain terms that the Trump administration had gone too far. And it wasn't just liberal justices who were concerned. The vote was 7-2, with only Justices Thomas and Alito dissenting. Section 5. Implications for the highest court: a shifting landscape. The Supreme Court's rebuke in the Alien Enemies Act case could have major implications for how the court handles future Trump administration cases. It suggests that even this conservative-leaning court is not willing to give the administration a free pass. The upcoming case on nationwide injunctions using the birthright citizenship executive order as a vehicle will be a key test. Lower courts have consistently rejected this order as unconstitutional. If the Supreme Court upholds the lower court rulings, it would be a significant blow to Trump's agenda. Section 6. The Bondi Factor, Navigating a Sea of Change. Attorney General Pam Bondi is at the center of this storm. She's facing intense scrutiny for her handling of the department, with critics accusing her of being more interested in protecting Trump than upholding the law. Bondi's defenders argue that she's simply carrying out the president's agenda. But that's precisely the problem. When the Justice Department becomes an arm of the president's political operation, it undermines the very foundation of our legal system. Section 7. Echoes of the Past. A History of Judicial Scrutiny. This isn't the first time the Supreme Court has pushed back against Trump. In 2019, Chief Justice Roberts, joined by the court's 4 liberal justices, questioned the DOJ's honesty regarding the citizenship question on the census. And let's not forget the travel ban case, where the court ultimately upheld the ban, but not before several justices expressed concerns about the administration's motives. Section 8. Charting the course: the future of Trump's legal agenda. So what does the future hold? The erosion of DOJ credibility could have a significant impact on the Trump administration's ability to advance its legal agenda. Judges are now more likely to scrutinize the government's arguments, demand more evidence, and issue rulings that go against the administration. This could slow down or even derail some of Trump's key initiatives. Section 9. Conclusion. A system at a crossroads. The Justice Department is at a crossroads. Will it regain its credibility and independence, or will it continue down the path of politicization and dysfunction? The answer to that question has profound implications for the future of our democracy.